Hi everyone, welcome back to WesWatches. Today we'll be talking about the Pagani design PD1773. So this is a very interesting watch. This is a chronograph and it's got the best dimensions out there, really. So a case width of just 38 millimeters, a lug-to-lug length of 46.5 millimeters. So anyone with a wrist of 5.5 inches or over can wear this chronograph. Sapphire crystal, anti-reflective treatment, and screw-in crown, as well as a screw-down case back. Stainless steel bracelet, 3-link design. It's got a milled folding wing. There's a lot to talk about and a lot of details about this awesome watch. $55, and the link is in the description below the video. And now let's dive deeper and talk about the PD1773 in detail. Let's do it. $55 for a MecaQuartz sweeping seconds chronograph. A MecaQuartz movement does offer you an accuracy of 0.2 seconds. That is absolutely amazing. Now with this watch we also get a very slight dome on the crystal. It's not a box sapphire crystal, it's just a slight dome. It's a single dome. So we do get an interesting sort of deflection on the edges here once we look at a sharp angle at the watch face. And that is interesting. Also, what I like here is that it is sapphire crystal. We also get an anti-reflective coated sapphire crystal. So this is really good. We get a screw-in crown, we get a screw-down case back. This is a fully stainless steel construction. So all this for $55 does not seem a lot of money. But then there are those premium cherries on top of this watch, which make it even more special, because there are plenty of watches around the $50 mark which offer premium components, but now it comes down to this thing called refinement and those extra special features. So what I like to notice here is that this gets an inverted end-link bracelet. That is very important. We get a very rudimentary clasp, no doubt, yet the wing is milled. Also, we get 3 micro adjustments on this clasp. And there is another something special about the dial here. So it is black. It's sort of glossy black, it's not matte, but there is a lot of contrast because the indices are actually submerged slightly, so giving us that 3D look. But very importantly, they are not just beige, they're more of a salmon hue, and that creates a bit of this retro chic, which is just so special, because we do look at the little things when we try to bring a watch from just the really good components to something like a special watch and something that looks quite expensive. Looking at the profile of the watch, we can see a very fat and tall flank, especially around the midsection. This is a brushed finish. Now you will see that the transition to the lug hoods are actually done via 45-degree bevels, and these bevels, they are polished, so it does create lots of interesting light play when we get the sunshine hitting this watch. There is really good layering of this watch because we can see that the fixed bezel actually gets 2 facets. So it gets a tall vertical edge and then the faceted or the beveled finish leading up to the domed sapphire crystal. You can actually see the dome of the sapphire crystal. It is quite prominent above the fixed bezel. Now, what I like and I sort of don't like is the bracelet and how it integrates into the head. So yes, firstly, it integrates well because this is an inverted end-link kind of bracelet, and yeah, it keeps the lug-to-lug length down to 46.5 millimeters, and that is excellent, making this watch wearable for anybody with wrists 5.5 inches and over. What I don't like, well, maybe it's not a serious don't like, it's just I think it could have be done slightly better, is that at integration point, the end links have a brushed finish which is vertical, while the lug hoods are actually brushed in a radial style, and that creates a bit of that contrast at the integration point. Now this is not a biggie, it's all stainless steel, so it's the same material, there's no issue there. But I think that integration could have been done slightly better. I actually do like the bracelet here. It's got decent tolerances. They're not amazing, just decent. For a 3-link design, that's okay. I like the fact that we get a riveted, polished middle end link here, and that creates a bit of interest. So the edges of the middle link do get polished rivets, and that creates a bit of interest. The bracelet is actually held together by push pins, not by screwed pins. And that is okay, that's not unexpected at this price point. Flip the watch over and we see a fluted case back. Now that is really nice. I love the fact that we don't get any engraving on the back, just the specs and a fluted case back, because that is just classy. If we talk about the actual right side of the watch case, we can see the signed and rather large 6.2mm in diameter screw and crown. We've got the two tall pushers sitting on the left and right of the screw and crown. And yeah, it's a classic design. With regard to the actual dial, as we mentioned earlier, the salmon hue indices as well as the hour hands make great contrast to the polished black dial. We've got 3 sub-dials here, and all of them are very functional. We even have a date window sitting between the 4 and 5 o'clock markers. Everything about this watch is really good. It's really nice. I think the dimensions really have to be appreciated on this watch, because we're getting a lot of features, we're getting a lot of premium components, we get it on a refined case, and the dimensions again. So almost any wrist size can handle this watch. Whether you're 5.5 inches or whether you've got a 7-inch wrist, it doesn't really matter. This watch will look right at home. Now, it's functional, and I love the fact that it's got a date window, because a date window brings an awesome watch with all the right components to something that's really functional and practical. Only that date window does make a chronograph that much more usable. I think the lume here is actually not bad at all, considering this is a Pagani design and it's more of a dress watch slash sport watch. Yeah, so really quite impressed with the PD1773. So $55, that's the price, and the link is in the description below the video, so do check it out if you're interested in picking up this watch. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.